Hey, you, the owner of that awesome gym, picture this. You're juggling membership inquiries, maybe just finished leading a killer spin class. Payroll is looming, and you're hoping those marketing efforts are actually bringing in, a steady stream of new faces.
Yeah.
Ever feel like you're putting in the hours, but your membership numbers are stubbornly stuck, like hitting the same weightlifting plateau, and you suspect some potential members are just vanishing?
That feeling of being pulled in a million directions while also sensing that growth opportunities are slipping away is a really common experience for gym owners as they look to expand. It's a pivotal point.
Exactly, and that's precisely what we're diving deep into today. We're tackling a crucial question. When is the right time for a gym to bring on a dedicated salesperson?
Right.
It's a major turning point, and getting it wrong can mean spinning your wheels instead of seeing real progress.
And we'll be drawing on some really insightful material today. A white paper titled, "Should You Hire a Gym Salesperson? How to Know When It's Time and What to Expect," by jthomas. It's like full of practical guidance to navigate this decision.
Our mission for this deep dive is crystal clear: to give you, that busy gym owner, actionable insights. We want to help you determine if bringing on a salesperson is the smart move for your business right now, and if so, what that even entails.
Hmm.
We'll be uncovering some surprising data points and definitely laying out some concrete steps to consider. Okay, let's unpack this. Why is having someone solely focused on sales even like a game changer for a gym?
Well, the white paper puts it very directly. Sales are the oxygen for your gym.
Oxygen, okay.
Thinking of sales as oxygen highlights its continuous and vital nature, just like a body can't survive without a constant supply, right? A gym's growth and sustainability depend on consistent sales efforts. Membership dues are the lifeblood that keeps everything running.
That makes perfect sense. No members equals no gym for very long.
Right. And while things like positive word of mouth, those invaluable referrals, and even your automated marketing efforts definitely contribute.
Yeah, they help.
They absolutely help. But the paper emphasizes that there's a unique power in having a person whose sole focus is on selling. It's about generating consistent conversion.
So, relying on just the owner, maybe the front desk staff who have a million other things to do, or even hoping your trainers magically transform into sales experts might not be the most effective strategy. For long-term growth, I mean.
That's the core message, really. If nobody on your team wakes up every single day thinking, how am I going to bring in more revenue today? Oh, there's a strong likelihood you're leaving a significant amount of potential income untapped.
Untapped income. How much are we talking?
The paper suggests tens of thousands of dollars, potentially even more, could be slipping through the cracks.
Ouch. Okay, so we understand that sales are absolutely crucial. But how do you actually determine when it's the right moment to make that move and hire someone specifically for that role? The white paper outlines some key indicators, right?
It does. jthomas highlights 6 really important signals. The first one is when you're the bottleneck.
Meaning the owner, me, I'm the one holding back potential growth. How does that actually look in day-to-day operations? Like, what are the signs?
Well, think about it this way. Are you constantly struggling to follow up with every single new lead in a timely manner? Quickly. Are phone calls from prospective members getting missed because you're in a class or dealing with an urgent issue? Are potential members waiting longer than they should for a tour?
Right, because I'm just swamped.
Exactly. Do your sales efforts feel reactive and scattered rather than proactive and focused? If your personal capacity is the primary limitation on your gym's ability to attract new members, that's a significant signal.
Okay.
This isn't just about being busy. It's about your core competencies. As the owner, your highest value activities might be strategy and vision, not chasing every single lead. Recognizing that shift is key to scaling.
Totally relatable. You get pulled in so many different directions as a business owner. So if my calendar is constantly packed with everything except dedicated time for sales activities, it's probably time to consider handing that responsibility off.
Precisely. You're likely losing opportunities simply because you don't have enough hours in the day to effectively nurture every lead. Okay, so the second signal is when leads are indeed coming in, but they just aren't converting into paying members.
Okay, so the marketing is doing its job. People are showing interest, maybe walking through the door, filling out online
So
forms.
exactly, you're generating traffic, right?
Yeah.
But if a significant portion of those potential members aren't actually signing up, that strongly suggests a problem with your sales execution.
Okay.
Effective marketing gets them interested. A skilled salesperson knows how to guide them from that initial interest to becoming a committed member. So The core issue isn't necessarily a lack of interest, but a breakdown in the process of turning that interest into a commitment.
So it's not necessarily a lead generation problem, it's a closing problem. That makes a lot of sense. What's the third signal we should be looking for?
This one focuses on your current team. If they aren't specifically trained or incentivized to sell,
Right.
think about your front desk staff. Their main focus is usually on member service, admin tasks.
Yeah, checking people in, answering phones.
Exactly. And your trainers are primarily focused on delivering excellent workouts and client results. While they might have some interaction with potential members, their core responsibilities and skill sets are different.
Right. They're not necessarily equipped with the specific sales techniques or the motivation, really, to actively pursue membership sales.
That's it. The critical skills of effectively handling objections, building a sense of urgency, and ultimately closing the deal.
Yeah.
Well, they often go unaddressed if you don't have someone specifically dedicated to those activities.
Okay, number 4. Your revenue has plateaued. That's a concerning sign for any business owner, for sure.
It is, and the natural response might be to think, we just need to get more leads.
Right. Yeah, turn up the marketing spend.
But the white paper suggests that the underlying issue might be that you're not effectively converting the leads you're already attracting. Hiring a salesperson can bring in fresh energy and specialized expertise to maximize the opportunities you already have.
So instead of just pouring more resources into marketing to generate more leads, maybe the more strategic move is to optimize how you're handling the leads you're already getting.
Often, yes. That leads into the fifth signal, which is absolutely crucial and sometimes gets overlooked. You have established systems in place.
Systems. What kind of systems are we talking about here, like specifically?
The paper emphasizes the absolute necessity of having a solid foundation before you bring on a salesperson. This includes your lead capture process. How are you effectively collecting info? Your CRM.
The customer relationship management software.
Yes. The software you use to track and manage potential members, your appointment scheduling system, and your new member onboarding workflows. Jim warns that a salesperson will thrive in well-oiled systems, but will absolutely struggle in chaos. They can amplify efficiency, but they can't build the necessary infrastructure themselves.
So basically, you need to have your operational ducks in a row before you bring on a sales specialist. Hiring someone to fix a broken system is probably setting them up for failure from the start.
Exactly, you got it. And the sixth signal.
What's number 6?
This one looks towards the future. If you have significant ambitions to scale your gym,
Okay, big picture stuff.
right, if your goals include opening new locations or substantially increasing your membership base, then selling needs to become a consistent daily priority. It can't be something you just squeeze in when you happen to have a free moment, you know?
So if I have big growth goals for my gym, a dedicated salesperson isn't just a nice addition, it's like an absolute necessity for achieving those larger ambitions.
Exactly. It signifies a fundamental shift in how you approach growth, acknowledging that dedicated sales expertise is essential for reaching those higher levels.
Got it.
Okay, so we have a good understanding of when might be the right time. Now let's talk about what you can actually expect from a dedicated gym salesperson.
The white paper talks about creating a sales engine, which sounds pretty impactful. What are the key components of that engine? What does it do?
Well, the first key component is a laser focus on consistently following up with leads. No more potential members slipping through the cracks.
Okay.
Their primary responsibility becomes proactively reaching out to new inquiries, diligently following up after tours, and even re-engaging with members whose memberships have expired or gone dormant.
Yeah.
It's about consistent, timely, and intentional outreach.
So they become the main point of contact for nurturing all those potential connections. What else should we expect?
They should bring a repeatable and ideally proven sales process to your gym.
A process. Okay.
Yeah. Whether someone calls in with questions, walks through your doors, or fills out an online inquiry form, the salesperson should follow a clear, structured path. This includes utilizing effective sales scripts, knowing how to address common objections potential members might have.
Like price or time commitment.
Exactly those things. And employing effective closing strategies to secure the membership.
So it's not just about being friendly and welcoming, though, that's important. It's about having a structured and strategic approach to converting interest into actual memberships.
Precisely. And because sales performance is so measurable, establishing clear performance metrics, or KPIs, is absolutely essential, right?
Absolutely critical. The paper lists several key ones. The number of leads they contact each day, the number of appointments or tours they successfully schedule, their show-up rates for those appointments,
Uh-huh.
the actual number of memberships they sell, the total revenue generated per lead, and their conversion rate from scheduled appointments to actual sales.
These are like your scoreboard for the salesperson. They tell you exactly how well they're doing at each step of bringing in new members.
Wow, that's a significant amount of data to track. Why is monitoring all of that information so important? Seems like a lot.
Because it provides valuable insights into what's working effectively, helps identify specific areas where improvement is needed. Maybe they're great at setting appointments but not closing them, for instance, and ultimately allows you to accurately measure the return on your investment in this new role.
Okay, yeah,
You simply can't effectively manage what you don't consistently measure.
that makes perfect sense. And how should a gym owner think about compensating a salesperson? That's always a major consideration. Big question.
Yeah, it is. The paper outlines a few common compensation structures. There's a base plus commission model,
Okay.
where the salesperson receives a base salary for some financial stability, along with a bonus for each membership sale they make. The example given was like $2,000 per month plus $50 for every new membership sold.
So if they sell 10 memberships in a month, they'd earn $2,500.
Got it. Right. Another option is a commission-only structure, where their entire income is directly tied to a percentage of their sales, often in the range of 10–15% of the initial membership dues, and maybe any personal training packages they sell.
Higher risk, higher reward, maybe?
Potentially, yes.
Mm.
And finally, there are tiered bonus structures, where they earn progressively higher commission rates as they hit specific sales targets. Like sell 20, get X%, sell 30, get Y%.
Each of those different structures has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, I would imagine, like pros and cons for the gym and the salesperson.
Exactly. Base plus commission offers a degree of financial security, but might not provide as strong an incentive for, let's say, aggressive sales as a commission-only model.
Makes sense.
Commission-only can be highly motivating for top performers, but might lead to income instability, especially for a newer salesperson trying to build their pipeline. Might be harder to attract someone initially. And tiered bonuses can be an effective way to motivate consistently reaching for higher sales goals. The key is to carefully consider which structure best aligns with your gym's financial situation and will effectively motivate the salesperson while also protecting your profitability.
Right, finding that sweet spot. And it's not just about the compensation package, right? The paper also emphasizes the critical importance of ongoing training and development.
Absolutely. Jim stresses that successful salespeople are developed through consistent training and coaching, not simply born that way.
Okay.
This includes regular daily huddles to ensure everyone is aligned on priorities, weekly role-playing exercises to practice and refine sales techniques in a safe environment.
Like practicing objection handling.
Precisely. Reviewing recorded sales calls to identify specific areas for improvement, and even implementing leaderboards and friendly contests to foster a bit of healthy competition and motivation.
That sounds like a significant and ongoing investment in their professional growth. It's not just hire and forget.
It is indeed a crucial investment. A well-trained and continuously coached salesperson will be significantly more effective in the role and will likely remain more engaged and motivated over the long term.
Okay.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about how to actually structure this new sales role within your gym. What kind of job title should a gym owner even consider for this position? You definitely don't want to just call him sales guy, right?
Haha, probably not the best first impression.
Right. The white paper offers a few thoughtful suggestions based on your gym's specific market and overall brand positioning. For a general market gym, titles like Membership Sales Advisor or Membership Growth Specialist can work very well.
Okay, those sound professional.
Fitness Consultant can emphasize a more consultative and needs-based approach to sales. And for gyms in more upscale markets, Client Experience Manager might be a more appropriate title.
Ah, interesting. So the title reflects the gym's vibe.
Exactly. The specific title you choose can really reflect the overall feel and brand identity of your gym.
And what would their typical day-to-day responsibilities actually look like? What are they doing all day?
Their core responsibilities would include proactively handling all inbound leads and walk-in inquiries, making outbound calls, and sending personalized text messages to both newly generated leads and also to nurture older, previously interested prospects.
So reaching out, not just waiting.
Definitely. diligently booking and conducting informative gym tours for potential members, and of course, effectively closing membership sales, personal training packages, and any other add-on services your gym offers.
Right. The actual sale.
They would also be responsible for consistently keeping your CRM system updated with the current status of each lead and any relevant notes from their interactions.
Crucial for tracking.
Absolutely. And even following up with members who have recently canceled or frozen their accounts or who didn't show up for their scheduled appointments. So they're really involved throughout the entire initial membership journey, from that first spark of interest all the way through to becoming a fully engaged member, and maybe even bringing people back.
So they really own that acquisition piece and even some retention efforts. The paper also mentions some additional responsibilities that could potentially be incorporated over time.
Yeah, as the role evolves, or maybe depending on the person, tasks could include actively networking at local community events, developing strategic partnerships with other local businesses to generate referral opportunities, and collaborating closely with your marketing team on upcoming campaigns and initiatives.
Okay, so the role can grow. And what specific tools and systems are absolutely essential to have in place for a salesperson to be successful in this role? We touched on some of this earlier with the system signal.
Yeah, it's worth repeating because it's so key. You definitely need a robust CRM system to effectively track and manage all your leads. The paper mentions popular examples like Gym Sales, HubSpot, and Trainerize CRM.
Okay.
They'll also need readily available offer sheets and clearly defined pricing scripts to ensure consistency in how your membership options are presented.
So everyone gets the same info.
Exactly. A reliable booking software or a shared calendar system is absolutely crucial for efficiently scheduling tours and appointments. Digital lead intake forms help to streamline that initial point of contact.
Makes sense.
And finally, access to a well-structured sales training manual or a library of training videos provides a valuable resource for both initial onboarding and ongoing professional development.
Huzzah.
So providing them with the right tools from the outset is just as critical as selecting the right person for the job.
Absolutely. Equip them for success. Now, what kind of individual should a gym owner be looking for? What are the key qualities and characteristics that define a truly great gym salesperson? It can't just be someone friendly.
No, and the white paper makes a very important distinction here. Don't make the mistake of simply hiring someone who happens to enjoy fitness. That's nice, but
Not the main thing.
not the main thing. You need to specifically look for and prioritize candidates who possess strong inherent sales DNA.
Sales DNA. Huh. Okay, unpack that. What does that actually look like in a real-world candidate? What traits?
Several key traits consistently stand out. First and foremost, they need to genuinely believe in the value of your product and be truly passionate about your gym's mission and the positive impact it has on its members. That conviction comes across.
Okay, belief is key.
Second, resilience is absolutely crucial. They will inevitably face rejection in sales, probably daily. So they need to possess the ability to bounce back quickly and not get discouraged easily.
Thick skin. Got it.
They should also be inherently hungry, highly goal-oriented, and genuinely motivated by achieving targets and earning commissions. That drive matters.
Motivated by results.
Yes. They need to be genuinely people-centered, possessing the ability to build trust and rapport quickly, ask insightful questions, and truly listen to the needs and motivations of potential members. It's not just about talking.
Listening is huge.
Huge. They must be coachable, demonstrating a willingness to learn established systems, actively seek feedback, and continuously improve their skills. No know-it-alls.
Right, willing to learn your way.
And finally, they need to be structured and organized consistently, showing up prepared, organized, and focused on their daily tasks and goals, not just winging it.
So it's really a combination of strong interpersonal skills, inherent drive and motivation, and a genuine willingness to learn and consistently follow a proven process. That's quite a mix.
It really is.
Now, on the flip side, what are some of the most common mistakes that gym owners tend to make when they're hiring a salesperson? We definitely want to help our listeners avoid those potential pitfalls.
Yeah, good idea. One of the biggest and most common mistakes is hiring too soon, specifically before those essential systems we discussed earlier are firmly in place and functioning smoothly.
Right, the CRM, the processes.
Exactly. As the paper aptly points out, even a highly skilled salesperson will struggle and likely underperform in a chaotic environment. You're just wasting money then.
Okay, don't jump the gun. What else?
Another frequent error is setting vague or poorly defined expectations. If you don't clearly define what success looks like in tangible terms, specifically outlining those key performance indicators, the KPIs.
Like the ones you listed earlier.
Yes, If those aren't clear, it becomes virtually impossible to objectively assess whether they are actually performing well in the role, or for them to even know if they're winning. So establishing clear goals and measurable metrics right from the outset is absolutely non-negotiable.
So, clear goals and metrics from day one are absolutely crucial. What else should gym owners be mindful of?
Ignoring the crucial aspect of culture fit is another significant mistake that gym owners often make.
Ah, yeah, team dynamics.
Exactly. Even a seemingly high-performing individual who brings a consistently negative attitude or doesn't align with your existing team's values can actually damage your overall team dynamic and even negatively impact the member experience. It's not worth it.
One bad apple.
Right. And finally, a very common oversight is forgetting to provide ongoing training and coaching. Many owners assume that if they hire someone with prior sales experience, they'll automatically know exactly what to do in the context of their specific gym.
But every gym is different.
Precisely. Even experienced salespeople need consistent coaching that's specifically tailored to your gym's unique membership offerings, your target demographic, and the specific nuances of your local community. So it's definitely not a hire them and forget about it situation.
No, it's an ongoing relationship.
Ongoing support and professional development are absolutely key to their long-term success and contribution to your gym.
Okay, wow. We've covered a tremendous amount of valuable information today. Let's try and bring it all together and summarize the key takeaways for our listeners who are currently wondering if it's the right time for them to hire a dedicated gym salesperson.
Sure. So the main signals to watch for, as we've discussed, are when you, as the gym owner, are consistently acting as the primary bottleneck to growth.
Can't keep up.
When your current marketing efforts are successfully generating leads, but those leads aren't converting into paying members. When your existing team isn't specifically trained or incentivized to focus on sales. If your gym's revenue has hit a plateau and isn't showing signs of organic growth, if you have already established solid operational systems and processes, that's a big one.
Crucial.
And if you have significant ambitions for scaling your gym's growth in the near future, those are the big triggers.
And the core benefits that a dedicated salesperson can bring to your gym are, well, a more structured and consistent approach to your sales process, right?
Definitely.
A significant increase in the speed and effectiveness of following up with potential members.
Speed to lead, very important.
And the potential to achieve substantial and sustainable scale in your overall membership growth. Structure, speed, scale.
Exactly. Ultimately, hiring a dedicated salesperson represents a strategic investment in building a consistent and reliable engine for revenue generation within your gym.
So, for you listening right now, really take a moment to think about your gym's current situation. Are valuable leads consistently slipping through the cracks? Are you constantly being pulled away from the crucial aspects of actually running your business to handle sales-related tasks?
Yeah, is that the best use of your time?
Have you noticed a frustrating ceiling in your gym's growth trajectory? Ponder which of these key signals resonate most strongly with your current experiences. Maybe it's the right time for you to take a much closer look at your existing systems and your overall approach to attracting and retaining new members.
As jthomas thoughtfully points out in the white paper, if you find yourself feeling unsure about, say, the best way to structure a competitive compensation plan for a salesperson, or how to develop effective and persuasive sales scripts, or even build a robust and efficient lead-to-member system from the ground up, well, please know that there are readily available resources and experienced professionals out there who can help guide you in taking that important next step with confidence. You don't have to figure it all out alone.